Good morning, everyone. Before we get started, I would like to have a moment of silence for Mr. Tom Wessinger that passed. He served as County Commissioner for 4 years, from 1989 to 1993. Okay, thank you all for coming and acknowledging Tom. He was a good man. So everybody, welcome to the County Commission meeting, Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. If we can say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Bobby can call roll, please.
Commissioner Nathan Liker.
Here.
Chair Neil Younger.
Present.
Commissioner Michael Burgess.
Here.
Do we have a quorum?
Order of business all stays the same, and there will be 2 executive sessions. Prior minutes, everyone have a chance to look at those?
Yes, prior minutes look good.
Okay.
Good.
How about the consent agenda? Everyone look at that. Any questions or concerns?
No, I'll move to approve consent agenda items A through G.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Okay, anyone in the audience that would like to speak? Okay, come on up, sir.
I'm John Pyle here in Hayes. Got a couple of questions for y'all. One, have you all ever considered reduction of expenses? I know you all look forward to getting your big raise every year with the property valuations. And sure, you are looking forward to how you can spend the whole amount. But I'm just wondering, have you ever had work sessions where you talk about how can we reduce expenses in these various departments? That's one question. The other one is, I understand there's a group here in Hayes, radio or radar, and they come and made a presentation to you about asking for funding for a radar that would be established here, a Doppler type of radar that would be established here in Ellis County, that would give us prior warning on some storms, because the current Doppler radar out of Dodge City and whatnot leaves us in a radar gap. Are you familiar with that presentation that was made here?
Was that made here? I don't think that was made in front of this commission.
No, and to my knowledge, they have not asked for funding because Kendall Krug is
Right.
kind of spearheading that.
That,
He has not asked us for anything.
no, that was with the amateur radio and not for radar. And it was,
It was gonna be a radar. That's what he wanted the funding for.
he did not, we've not heard a presentation over
Yeah.
funding. He did ask us to sign a letter of support to apply for a federal grant for funding, but he has not asked for funding within this area.
I'm gonna have to go talk to him, because he just made a presentation to our veterans group about that.
Okay, it has
He
not
said
been
the
made
city
here.
of Hayes and Ellis County both denied that funding.
That has not been made here. That was,
Okay.
he asked us for some support,
Okay.
for a grant letter.
Okay, I'll go talk to him about that, because maybe I misunderstood what he was telling us. Okay. That's kind of unique. I'm asking you if you've ever considered reducing expenses, and then I'll come back and ask you if you've considered funding the radar. That's my question. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you.
And I'd like to provide just a little quick answer on your first question on the reduction expenses. And we're always trying to look for different things that we can reduce, we can streamline and things like that. And we do have quarterly work sessions where we discuss different projects and different ways to take into account different areas of this government. So we've put a lot of emphasis on it, but our costs on doing what we do just to maintain the level of where we're at, those costs keep increasing with equipment and cost of fuel and stuff like that. So that's just a brief explanation, but thank you for the questions.
And the work session, it is on the web, so you can come to our work session if you'd like.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, monthly departmental report.
Okay.
Anything on that?
I'd like to make a couple of comments on our EMS is still running, has been running for several years now at over 10 runs per day. And our sheriff's department, his jail is back full to capacity again and actually over capacity. We're housing inmates out of county. So just a little note that it had a little dip, but he's back. So not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a note, something to make note of.
And that is one service that we provide, and don't want to, remove that from anything. So, the minutes matter on a life. So it's very important. And we do go through with our head departments, and they cut where they can. And like Commissioner Liker said, everything is just getting so expensive, and it's in everybody's everyday life also. Okay, introduction of new and promoted employees. Jennifer,
Good morning,
morning.
Good morning.
Ellis County Human Resources. My name is Jennifer, and as you can see, we have quite a few employees again this month. So I will let their department heads go ahead and introduce. We have both new hires as well as multiple promotions.
Good morning.
Morning.
Danita
Good morning.
Schrader, EMS Director. Today I have 3 employees with me. First one is Kimberly Sack. She's working part-time for us. We hired her with the EIG grant from the Kansas Board of EMS, so we're supporting her, and she's working as an EMT for us. And then we have Slade Salmons. He's working part-time as an EMT for us as well. He lives here in Hayes. And last, I have Emma Schofield. We recently promoted her to our captain of our A shift. She's worked with us for 12 years, worked her way up from EMT to paramedic, and now she's our new captain.
Congratulations and welcome.
Congratulations all.
All right. Good morning, Commissioners. Justin
Morning.
Craig, Environmental Services Director. This morning, Bob Schubert here with us, started here in the last few weeks as a heavy equipment operator 1. And just to note, he was a former county employee with EMS prior.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, Scott Brown, Ellis County
Morning.
Sheriff. Before me is Jacob Haynes. He actually just started yesterday. He comes from, was traveling to Ellsworth every day and worked for DOC. And so he comes with some experience. We're excited to have him join us. So
Very good.
Good.
Welcome.
Welcome.
next is Andrew Sheely. Andrew has been with us for a number of years. He just completed his training to some supervisory skills that he needs in order to move to a Deputy 2. And he has successfully completed that, has moved up to a Deputy 2. And so when our sergeants are available, he will be the person in charge during that shift. So,
Okay.
Good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
and last is Nathan Carleen. Nathan served in our jail for a number of years. I don't remember how many were you?
Almost
4?
5.
Okay.
December 5th.
Okay, he is being transferred to the courthouse security to provide service safety over there, and he will be attending the academy, leaving here the 10th, correct? Sunday the 10th, and so he will be going through 14 weeks and come back and then move over to the courthouse and provide security for us.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, the one we've been looking for, Ellis County financial audit presentation.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Jamie Benishek with Adams Brown. Going to go over your audit report with you today. Something a little unusual is how early I'm here delivering. I don't think I've been this early in 5 years. Part of that is because you didn't have a single audit this year. So with the county flushing out all of the COVID related money, and then also the threshold has increased. So previously it was a $750,000 threshold and now it's $1 million. So those two things combined, the county as a whole did not meet those requirements to need a single audit. So that was a separate audit in addition to the financial statement audit. So we only had to do one audit this time around, and because of that, I'm here a little earlier to get you these numbers and kickstart Darren's budget going into the summer. So page 1 of the audit report, if you want to follow along, you can. It's going to be pretty quick. I'll try to go slow. If you have questions, just yell at me. Page 1 is the independent auditor's report. We have 2 paragraphs there with an italicized heading. The first one is the adverse opinion on US GAAP. So we do not issue an opinion on US GAAP because you waive GAAP every year. Instead, you use the Kansas regulatory basis under the Kansas Municipal Audit and Accounting Guide. So under that basis, we have an unmodified opinion. So that is the best type of opinion we can issue, and essentially means that, in our opinion, your financial statements are materially correct. On page 4 is the actual financial statement, the numbers that we're issuing our opinion on. So you have every fund there listed, the beginning unencumbered cash on the left side, and then you work your way to the right, adding in the receipts and expenditures to get to your ending unencumbered cash. That is the first bolded column there. So for the total primary government, the county had an ending unencumbered cash of $21,643,000. And then the related municipal entity of the fire district is also listed at the bottom. And then their total cash is listed there, $286,000. On page 6 starts the notes to the financial statements. These don't change a whole lot from year to year, but there are a couple of things that actually did change this year. On page 6, towards the bottom, you'll see the Ellis County Library Board. So that is a related municipal entity you guys are aware of that is new for this year. Their financials, their numbers are not included in your audit. We just list it there as a note. You'll also see the Ellis County Public Building Commission 1 paragraph ahead. Obviously, they had a bond issuance here in 2026. So for the 2026 audit, their numbers will be included within this report. Previously, they can actually issue their own audit report if you would rather that. I think it makes more sense to combine them. It saves you a little bit of money as well. Plus, the treasurer helps keep track of all that funding anyway. So it just makes sense to combine them. So that'll be a thing for next year. And then on page 11, during our audit, there's a whole checklist of Kansas statutes we take a look at to make sure you're following all those. There are a couple here that we had to be noted as violations. Expenditures were over budget in the debt service fund. That was just error on the budget. Didn't budget quite enough money, had plenty of money to make the bond payment and everything, but it technically was over budget by $16,000. And then the second item there is expenditures exceeded available money. So basically those funds were negative. These 4 funds here, that's just the nature of those types of funds. The return checks, you guys can't do anything about that. If somebody issues you a hot check, you rectify it as soon as you can. And then the other 3 types of funds, there are distributable funds. So if a taxpayer comes in and asks for a refund, you have to issue it to them, and then it gets rectified in the next distribution. So nothing I'm worried about with either of those, but we are required to put them in here. The next page, page 15, is a recap of the county's debt as of December 31st. So you can see the bonds, the loans, finance leases, a total of $7,275,000 at the end of 2025. And then the following page is the payoff schedule, so you can see when that debt matures. Page 17 is a summary of the actual expenditures versus the budget. So you can see the debt service fund is over budget by that 16,275. So just something to watch as you go through the next budget. And then the rest of the audit report is each individual fund. So you can look through those if you would like, and if you have any questions, I'm always available to answer those. You'll see those numbers coming through in more detail as Darren starts the budget for 2027. Any questions so far? The only other item I have is the governance letter here. So any communication we had with management, we're required to communicate that to you as well here. Couple items corrected and uncorrected misstatements. There were very small journal entries that we've given to Bobby, and she'll get them posted so they'll match directly back to the audit. And then for uncorrected misstatements, these are evaluated as we go through the audit, and if they are immaterial, they can be waived. And so there's a list of those at the end of this letter. Interest, income, and then accrued payroll taxes. So in the aggregate, all of those things were immaterial to your financial statements as a whole, and so then they were waived. Management can elect to go ahead and post those. We have not in the past, but we can going forward if you would like. But that is the conclusion of the audit report. As you notice, there's no significant deficiencies or material weaknesses. We also don't have any recommendations noted here. Everything was provided super timely. All of our questions were answered timely as well, and all of the staff were great to work with, and we really appreciate all of the work that goes into the audit. Nobody likes to be audited, but we appreciate the relationship that we have with you guys as the commissioners and the staff and management as a whole. So are there any questions?
I have none at this time. Question?
I do not either. Thanks for your good work.
Like I said, if you do take a closer look and have questions, I'm always available for phone call or email me. Darren and Bobby have my contact information, so.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll move to approve the 2025 Ellis County financial audit as presented by Adams Brown.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, county administrator report, Darren?
I have nothing this morning.
Okay. Okay, county commissioner reports.
Yeah, I went to the opening or ribbon cutting of the Crisis Intervention Center for High Plains Mental Health. A lot of people there. That'll be a good center that opened here on Monday morning. So that'll be a very good addition to our county for mental health throughout Northwest Kansas. And then I wanted to thank Commissioner Younger and Administrator Myers for going along with us up to Washington, D.C. to talk to our representatives up on Capitol Hill. I think we had a good impact up there. So I know it was enough of an impact that within 2 days, Senator Moran was down here touring the Crisis Intervention Center. So it had enough of an impact that it drew him almost immediately back to our area. So our presence is noted. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
A couple items. I attended K-Camp board meeting last week. Insurance is always going to be a concern. That's one of the drivers of the budget that we don't have a lot of control over. So I would expect insurance to increase again. Visited with Eugene Rupp, spent some time with him last week in his department. I appreciate his time and what they're doing. Evaluation notices have gone out. We talked a little bit about the protest period. Through that period, he said 60 individuals came in, sat in his office or in his department, going over their appraisal values, and that was actually one of the lowest years of protests that have come across his desk. So I think they're doing a good job getting evaluations where they're supposed to be. Again, recognizing Tom Wassinger, appreciate that. Right up here, just so everybody knows, we get calendars up here that come from the Ellis County Abstract every year that sit here. So he's here, present all the time, and his good efforts in the community over the years. He'll be missed, in our thoughts with Representative Barb Wassinger and their family as they navigate this time. And then I believe it's Mike Liker's last day, or not?
That was Friday.
It was Friday, last Friday. Okay. I didn't know my count. Oh, I think I'm noted on here for Tuesday because it's our commission meeting. So I wanted to recognize him though for his time at the county and the IT department and his efforts, and hope he enjoys his retirement. That's what I have.
Okay, thank you. I also did attend NDC with Darren and Commissioner Liker, and like I say, it did have an impact on our representatives, and senators. Also, I did go to the options meeting a couple Fridays ago. They asked me to be on the board, so I'm going to go to one of their meetings just to see if I want to commit to another one. But there's just no volunteers that want to step up. Then also Darren and I went to the KCCA in Hutchinson. There was a lot of talk about taxes and cutting, so that hits your thing, Mr. Pyle. So one of the commissioners, I forget what county she was from, but she made the comment that, why don't we just keep our state money? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? So maybe that's an idea, but there was some ideas floating around in there. Also, I did attend the ribbon cutting for the mental health. A lot of people had asked me why I didn't speak because I was the chair. That's why we have my fellow commissioners, whichever boards they're on, they are there, they represent us, and that's why I let Mr. Liker do that. I would not do that to any one of my commissioners, let them not speak on a board that they are on. So anyhow, that's all I have.
Okay. Well, at this time, I move the Board of County Commissioners recess to executive session for 15 minutes under the following exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act. Pursuant to the attorney-client privilege exception, subject to be discussed during the executive session is potential litigation. Open session will resume at 9:10 in the commission chambers. Those in attendance, in addition to the Board of Commissioners, are Scott Brown, Bill Jeter, and Darren Myers.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Okay, no decisions were made.
I'll move the Board of County Commissioners recess to executive session for 60 minutes under the following under exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act pursuant to the attorney-client privilege exception. Subject to be discussed during the executive session is discuss potential solar project. Open session to resume at 10:10 in the commission chambers. Those in attendance in addition to the Board of County Commissioners are Trish Voth with Volston, Justin Craig, Bill Jeter, and Darren Myers.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved.
Okay, we're good. Sorry, Justin.
Made, adjourn at 10:15.
There we go.